up? What up, everybody? What is going on? What is going on? We are here. We are live for episode 62 of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. I am your host, Darion. Y'all know who I am, and I have my co-host here, Mr. Baltimore Raven himself, Mr. Baltimore Everything, Mac Spicy Picks, Mac Campbell. What's going on, man?
What's going on, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Looking at some Raiders training camp. Looking at some things, and pretty happy at what is looking forward to. I'm pretty happy. Heard the mic'd up Josh McDaniels thing on the Raiders podcast yesterday. Mic'd up at training camp. Like what I heard. So I'm pretty cool today. Work wasn't busy today.
Oh, of course it was. Luckily, I started getting busy right at 4:30. From 4:30 to like 4:50, I got nobody. I was able to shut the store. I was able to leave out of there right at 5 o'clock. Well, a couple minutes earlier than 5. But yeah, I was lucky today.
It's right. All good. It's all good. But we got
the only thing I hate in Baltimore, bro, is everybody knows the left lane is the fast lane. Okay, the left lane is be doing dangerous shit in the left lane. Do not bring your 55-mile-an-hour driving ass in the left lane, especially when there's only two or three lanes. If you want to drive slow, cruise in the right lane. All right, the left lane is for us illegal motherfuckers. We trying to do illegal shit.
But shout out to everybody that's gonna be watching. Today is only going to be on YouTube and Twitch, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm tired of Facebook. I'm tired of Facebook because every time I want to share the live stream, I get restricted for 6 days, and the copyrighted music that I have that I bought, I own it. So I'm fighting with Facebook to make sure they can unmute the intro music and everything of that nature, because that's what it is. It's the audio of why it keeps saying, "Oh, it's muted." I'm done with Facebook.
Yeah, no.
I'm done.
So I got a buddy that dealing with the same thing. They keep closing his account. They keep shutting it down, and he's got like 1.2 million followers. You know what I mean? And what it is every time he posts a video, if it has music at all, he's got 2 of these hater motherfuckers that keep reporting everything. So what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta watch out for these people reporting shit, bro.
I have experienced that when I had my own sports network and we got to like 2,000 followers on there. They shut the whole day. Facebook shut it down with no notice. I'm not risking that with the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. I'm just not risking that. Even though we don't have the many followers on that page, but still, it's building. So why would I keep putting myself through it? So Facebook is I'm no longer going live on Facebook. I just can't do it. I'm in a dispute with them now about my music, and I got the receipts and everything that I bought this music. I had somebody make the music and pay them for it. No, not doing that. I'm not doing it. But make sure y'all watching on Twitch. Make sure y'all follow us on Twitch at Hopkins Show, and we are live on YouTube as well at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. So make sure y'all hit them like buttons and subscribe to the channel. We got a nice show for y'all today. A nice, great show. I don't know if y'all been watching the videos. I've been uploading all the videos from Monday's episode, and that's been a grind in itself. So I have it all scheduled out on when they're going to drop. So make sure y'all turn them notification bells on and watch those videos, y'all. It really, really helps out the channel if we do that. So before we get into anything else, make sure to go to SeatGeek.com and use that promo code DHopkins to get $20 off your first purchase, and go to betus.com. Shout out to BetUs. Betting is about to get really, really big now once the NFL season starts. So make sure y'all use that, the 125% sports book upon your initial deposit. Make sure y'all hit the links in the description for everything else, D-Hop Nation t-shirts, all of that nature as well. Let's get into some stuff, man. Let's get into it. I don't know if where we want to start at, but I want to get into this one, especially with Mike Evans. Mike Evans stated that he is the best. He says that he's the NFL best wide receiver in quote unquote a lot of effing great players outthink myself is what he said. So quote end quote, he stated that I know where I'm at. He said my opinion matters more than anybody else's because I watch all of these guys. And there's a lot of effing great players, but I would take myself over anybody. If people were in my situation, there's only 5 to 10 guys in history who have done what I've done. It's been a battle, but I enjoy it. And I have to agree with what he had to say, Mac. The man, the man just put up numbers no matter who's the quarterback is, man.
Can I say this? Like, we can run it back like 11 or 12 years ago, right? I think it was the year before the year before the last year of Calvin Johnson Jr. When they asked him who's the best wide receiver in the league, what did he do? He came straight at him. Me, I'm the best. There's nobody better than me. Right. Regardless what number, what category, what statistic you want to use. If you don't have that confidence, you ain't the best. You ain't the best.
But I have to make his argument because a lot of people are going to look at this topic in itself and be like, how are you the best? And you play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But let's make it clear for the people that's going to have questions about it. This man averaged almost 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns per season since entering the 2014 NFL draft. He puts up those numbers with rotating cast of Ryan Fitzpatrick, Josh McCown, Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, and about to be Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask in 2023. So let's just be real here. Mike Evans is the only he has a certain argument I can say because when you look at it since 2014, this guy just put up numbers like he's the only player in league history to start his career with 9 consecutive seasons with 1,000 yards. I'm sorry, he has a right to say what he has to say. Mm-hmm. And I know receivers is probably gonna be like,
and that's the whole thing. The quarterback argument is the argument right there. No matter what quarterback he's been with, that man has put up numbers.
Exactly.
Look, productive is productive. Consistency is key, and that motherfucker is consistent.
And he got forget about him, though.
Baby.
They forget about him in this league so badly because he's on the Buccaneers. That's why. But at the same time, y'all got to give this man his respect. The man, he came out of, I think he played at Mississippi. He played at Mississippi State or Texas A&M. It was one. I think it was Texas A&M, if I'm not mistaken. But Mike Evans.
You don't remember his quarterback?
It was Johnny Manziel, right? I thought it was, but the only reason why I say that, if you look at Mississippi State uniforms and look at Texas, not Texas Tech, Texas A&M uniforms, they look exactly the same. So I get them confused if you look at their uniforms. But Tyreek Hill numbers are better, but nobody has done what Mike Evans done in 9 seasons in the NFL since 2014. I'm sorry to say. And Tyreek Hill had a Patrick Mahomes, and now he has Tua. Yeah, Mike Evans had Tom Brady, but he had Tom Brady at the end of Tom Brady's career. But if you look at the names of Fitzpatrick, McCown, and Jameis Winston, now about to be Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask, I'm sorry. That production, to me, is better than Tyreek Hill. Can Tyreek Hill do the same thing with those type of quarterbacks outside of Tom Brady? That is the question.
Oh, yeah, we're not arguing that. We're not arguing Manziel. Manziel was a fucking bum.
Oh, yeah, we know. He was great. He was great in college, but he was a bum in the NFL. We know that for a fact.
Listen. Kyler Murray without the drugs and shit.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. But like I said, Anthony Price, you can say how you feel, but me personally, Mike Evans averaged 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns per season since entering in 2014. Tyreek Hill has not done that. I don't think Tyreek Hill's been in the league 9 seasons yet, in that aspect. So I'm sorry to say, but Mike Evans has a right to say that he feels like he's the best in the NFL, that he would take himself over anybody else. He has a right. He has a right to say that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, these guys, they're just as consistent as Mike Evans. But Mike Evans get lost in the sauce because of the team that he's on.
I will say this. I will say this, right? For DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins, if anybody can talk the shit, it's DeAndre Hopkins. Because he's the only person that's been in the same boat as Mike Evans, where he's had multiple years with no quarterbacks and still doing production.
Even people think that, because of what DeAndre Hopkins did, Deshaun Watson left. He's still after Deshaun Watson sat out those years, he still put up those numbers. No matter where he went, he puts up numbers. He put up numbers before the PED stuff. Same thing. So
the PED thing is the only negative thing you can say about
it. Only negative thing that you can say.
And if you try to dig and root for something else, you're not going to find it. You're a hater. You're not. Bro.
You're not going to find it.
Like, bro, there's no sense. Like, bro, I fucking hate the Steelers. I fucking hate the Bengals. But I'd be damned if I'm going to sit here and be like, Hines Ward wasn't an OG. Jerome Bettis wasn't an OG.
Right.
Mendenhall wasn't an OG. Chad Johnson wasn't an OG. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. Bro,
talent is talent, and we respect the talent at the end of the day.
Like, shit me.
So that's just how I just had to get my feelings off about Mike Evans, because I kind of feel bad for Mike Evans because he's with the Buccaneers, but he's in a good position where the NFC South is not that great. It's not that great of a division. And I think Mike Evans is going to be the guy again for this wide receiver core, and he's going to put up the numbers that he puts up every single year. In like Max said, consistency is key. Simple as that. Consistency is key. So, any last thoughts before we go on into the next topic, Mac?
Nah, put some respect on that man's name, and let's move on.
Okay, so let's get on to this then. Hall of Fame game is tomorrow. We have some type of football bag. I understand that is preseason. I get it. But we have the Jets and the Browns tomorrow for the Hall of Fame game, which will be live from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, which I was there last year, which is a beautiful stadium, by the way. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBC. Preseason football is back. So we have some things to talk about. And 5 things that we want to talk about, what we want to see on Thursday night. But Mac, I want to see how you feel about going. And are you watching the game tomorrow?
Yeah, of course I'm gonna watch the game tomorrow.
Okay. So you have any expectations? Do you feel like Aaron Rodgers needs to play a couple of sets because he's with a new team and stuff of that nature? I've been hearing that as well. That listen, they do need to have him get some.
Do I need to see it? No. Do I want to see it? Yes. Does it need to happen? No. But would it be good to see? Yes. So you see how it's a 50-50 thing. If they think that Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers wants to go get a couple snaps, if they feel like Aaron Rodgers needs to go get a couple snaps in actual playing game in a playing situation, I mean, I don't see how it could do any harm either way. Especially because this is a preseason game. It's the first preseason game for them. It's the Hall of Fame game. So yes, you would love to see him play, but at the same time, it's like, is it that big of a necessity to risk it?
That's true too, and that's the same thing for Deshaun Watson. Do we need to see a full half of Deshaun Watson play better if he still plays bad? What does that mean?
That's where I differ at. Yes, Deshaun Watson needs to go out there and run at least 1 or 2 possessions. He needs to. They need to get as much gel work as they can for the Browns.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
You didn't even play a full season last year. Now you're coming back your first full season since you've been with the fucking Texans. What, almost 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Almost 3 years right now.
So it is a huge question mark with Deshaun Watson. So yeah, he has to play. Like it just depends how long they let him play.
So I have 5 things to watch for, and this is from NFL.com, and I'm just going to give my spin on it. And the first thing that they said they want to see from this game is Zach Wilson has his first chance to show what has he learned under Aaron Rodgers. Now we all we already talked about when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. Do he really need to play at this point? And Bug, what's
What's
going
good,
on,
y'all?
brother? What's going on?
What's good, y'all?
You came in at the
What's
right
up? What's up?
time.
What's up?
Talk about the Hall of
What's
Fame game. You
good,
came in at the
man?
right
In the
time, man.
motherfucking building.
So
I want to apologize to the show, man. I've been kind of inconsistent. I've been trying to.
Fuck no. You don't apologize for that shit. My man
No,
is
no, no.
becoming a fucking scout. Fuck that shit.
Yeah,
We
man,
pumping that up.
that
We
shit,
pumping it up.
bro.
it's a lot of
I
work
didn't
being
even
a
know.
scout.
I didn't even know till today, bro. It's like 560 people in there, bro. Like it's a lot of fucking people, and like 200, probably 300 people got dropped today. That shit is getting real. Like I like what they doing, and I feel like honestly, because we had a conversation about PFF before. I feel like, and not just saying like me, even guys like Matt, whenever you got the time, you know what I'm saying? Like you need to get those people in there. You get what I'm saying, to start working, and you get just to, I'm gonna start trying to work my way up after a while. Like after I get hired in doing this, like they have more roles once you get hired on to get like other positions and get moved up and stuff like that. Start doing some player grades and maybe because I want to get into the grades because I feel like y'all need help, bro, with something because y'all
The
kind of
player grades do need help.
I just want to apologize. I've been yeah, yeah. But I just want to apologize. I've been kind of inconsistent, but we will be back locked in. So I'm here. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So
But like I said, we was going to talk about it, and you came in at the right time. The Hall of Fame game, is tomorrow, and
yes,
like
sir.
Mac already said, we don't need to see Aaron Rodgers, but we do need to see Deshaun Watson. So, do you agree with that, Bug? Knowing the fact that we need, I understand that Aaron Rodgers on a new team, but he's been in the league so long. But we have not seen Deshaun Watson play like almost 2.5, 3 years. Do we need to see at least how many series you think Deshaun Watson needs for this preseason game tomorrow?
I mean, I say probably at least a good 10 to 15 snaps. At least a good 10 to 15 snaps, bro. Just like I feel like football is way different than basketball. When you talk about leaving and coming back, like because football way more physical. Okay, I'm trying to give you an example. Like say a JJ Redick. JJ Redick gets hurt. Say if he breaks a fucking wrist, he comes back, he's still gonna be able to shoot the fucking ball. You take a quarterback, he come back, it might be pick fucking city. Like you get what I'm saying? It's a whole different. So especially with them having them high expectations that they have to fucking win something this year. Like it's no fucking way. Like y'all haven't won shit yet. So I do feel like he's had some snaps, but I don't feel like he is gonna play though. I don't feel like he's gonna play at all, especially from looking at the bet so far. And they got the new rookie from UCLA, the quarterback guy. He can kind of run. I think they're gonna try to see what he can do and get him.
I forgot his name, but I know who you talk about. That was
Darion Hopkins or something like that. Yeah. So
and just let you know, he's no family of mine.
Yeah.
He's no family of mine. So but I wanted to talk about the 5 things that need to be watched according to NFL.com. They said the first one is kind of surprising to me, knowing that the first chance to show what he's learned under Aaron Rodgers, and that's Zach Wilson. I don't really think, I mean, we're going to see Zach Wilson, but I don't think it's a thing that we really need to watch for. I know Mike White is not there anymore. He was the backup for Zach Wilson last season, and Zach Wilson got benched, and Mike White got the starter. But I don't think, for me, I feel like I want to see a different quarterback than Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson I think he already proved himself, and he's just not.
No. I see.
He's not good.
I think opposite. I think, bro. Zach Wilson needs to play a shit ton of snaps, my boy. Like on some real shit. Because the whole simple fact is, what bullshit did he say before Aaron Rodgers came in? Oh, it don't matter what quarterback they get. I'm gonna make their life live in hell. If he don't go out here and shine,
I mean,
Bruh.
respectfully, how he supposed to feel like that. Respectfully, though, he's supposed to feel like that.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
but you got to back it up on the
You're
football field
supposed
if
to
you want to
bring
say
your
some shit
No,
like
I
motherfucking
mean,
that. too.
no, he got
You're
to back
supposed
it
to
up. He
bring
got
your
to.
lunch pail to work and
I mean,
work
it's
your ass off. You're not supposed to sit there and talk to the media, especially when you're a nobody. And the biggest thing you're known for outside of being with the motherfucking Jets is fucking your mama's friend.
I mean, but see, all right, you gotta. I try to play advocate on situations, Mac, and I get what you're saying, but is it at the same time too? Zach kind of, he had that whole situation. Like, can you really say he has had the opportunity to really, really, you get what I'm saying, showcase his potential, even with all the shit they had last year going on? Elijah Moore leaving, you feel me? The receiving core kind of got some shit going on. They just offensively, they defense was fucking great. They just had a bunch of offensive problems. Your running back go down with an injury. You have a receiver leave. They just had a bunch of offensive issues. So I mean, I respectfully, I can see where he coming from. Like, shit, I'm still somebody. He's not ass. He's not ass. He's not ass. You could say that.
I just feel like
Yeah,
if
see, I'm not saying
I just don't want him to look. I just don't want him to end up
me.
like a Johnny Manziel.
But the one thing I can say though, on a mature level too, though, is he doesn't have to look at it as, bro, you finna fucking be playing with Aaron Rodgers. Regardless of however you look at it, he could teach you some shit. I'm pretty sure that no quarterbacks in the league can probably teach, especially right now, just because of how he plays. He has that old school quarterback. You get what I'm saying? He's not really a dual threat type shit. So I can get what you're saying with that, Mac, too. He's supposed to come work. Fuck even a talking. Show, you feel me? Show and prove. You can tell us in the media all day what you can do, and you know what I'm saying, but we need to and then at the end of the day, I get what Mac saying too, because he talking all that shit, bro. Aaron Rodgers is starting regardless. So
Right.
it's like,
He's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
start. They
yeah,
traded him for a reason.
yeah,
They traded for
yeah,
him. So, but for me, I mean, I don't want to see more Zach Wilson, but I understand that he's under Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is taking the kind of the Brett Favre route, leaving the Packers, going to the Jets. If you look at it from that aspect, but I mean, we'll see what he could do. The second thing they want to talk about is quarterbacks for the Browns. Now you have Kellen Mond, that was a former third round pick from the Vikings. He will get to start on Thursday night, which that means we won't be seeing Deshaun Watson, according to what this says here.
yeah.
Then you have, like you said, Dorian Thompson Robinson. That's his name.
Okay.
From the fifth rounder from UCLA. He's only 23 years old. He has a good NFL speed. And you got Joshua Dobbs too. So you have these three quarterbacks that might get time in this Browns offense. Who are you looking forward to see out of these three quarterbacks? Thompson Robinson, Joshua Dobbs, or Kellen Mond?
Thompson. I want to see Thompson. I want to see Thompson. I feel like if the Deshaun Watson thing doesn't work out, this is the guy they're going to be going with. Like, like if he comes back this season and he's still not that guy, or I feel like you're going to start to see him start to work some of those snaps. They probably going to start to split snaps because he can. I feel like he's like a Deshaun Watson, but Deshaun, even running wise, you get what I'm saying? Like, you get how you had those runners, like you got Lamar Jackson, and then you got like a Cam. You get what I'm saying? Like those, but he's more like a Lamar. He can put more speed. You get what I'm saying? That would be okay for them. They already got Nick Chubb. They got a hell of an offensive line. You get what I'm saying? I could just see that being hell of a for them. I want to see I want to see Thompson, and definitely what he got going on. I've been kind of big on him since he came in. I feel like he's gonna be one of them guys if Deshaun don't get his shit together.
I don't want to see Joshua Dobbs anymore. I've seen him so many times. I don't want to see Joshua Dobbs, but I do want to see Kellen Mond bounce back from his time when he was in Minnesota. I do want to see his bounce back and see how much he has improved going into this season. So, but the most exciting one, of course, you said Thompson Robinson. I think he might be the guy that could take that number 2 quarterback spot. You just never know. Yeah. So it's going to be the battle of quarterbacks at number 2. You know any of these guys, Matt, because you're kind of quiet over there.
Oh, I mean, I was doing a bunch of texting with my buddy.
Okay.
Sending him job leads.
Okay. Well, number 3, the number 3 thing that they have is the New York Jets offensive line. Mekhi Becton looked like he'll play 20 to 25 snaps. You got Joe Tipperman, the 43rd overall pick. Carter Warren, the number 120th overall pick. They are slated to take the field on Thursday. So there's no spring chicken here entering the 19th year and his 40th birthday with all these guys, with Joe, with all these offensive linemen that they have. I'm looking forward to seeing what the offensive line can do. And I don't think all the starters is going to play, but I think 3 out of the 5 will play for them. So, any thoughts on the Jets offensive line that you want to see at all, or you just want to let us keep going?
Man, that whole starting offensive line needs to start.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to start. They need to build continuity. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like as a big man that I've played against Pop Warner, I've played against high school, and I've played against college guys. If there's one thing you need on the offense, you need continuity with the offensive line. Mm-hmm. They need to work together. They need to be able to read. They need to be able to talk. And as soon as you set the line, everybody should be talking to each other. Oh, center said, who's got this guy? Who's got this guy? Who's got the linebacker that's going to come on the blitz? Like, that's what the center does. The center's pointing everybody out. Everybody saying, I'm my man. 56, that's my man. 70, 95, that's my man. 80, 89, that's my man. You know what I mean? Everybody's calling their numbers out of who they're catching, who they're grabbing, and bam, go. That is, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. All right, so for the offense, it's you automatically have almost a 1 second advantage on the defense because you know when that ball is going to get hyped.
Yeah. And the pre-snap is really big for an offensive line. Pre-snap is really big.
Yeah. So knowing the count and knowing when that ball is going to get hyped, you have that 1 second advantage that's going to give it to you. That right there, if you can't build continuity and you can't form a line that continuously works together, whether it be a pass play or a run play, like and what takes that? What do you have to do to build that continuity? You have to have actual playing time together.
Yeah, because sometimes even if you practice it in joint practices in training camp, that's still not enough. You need that actual live play, especially with these preseason games. You need it, especially it's not 4 preseason games anymore. It's only 3. So you need as much continuity as it is because the before you know it, preseason is going to be over.
And don't forget they're protecting a 39-year-old quarterback. I mean, I get he's great,
right?
You feel me? Y'all got to come out there
like he used to.
Yeah, y'all can't risk spending that money to get that guy there and him getting his ass hit, bro. Y'all gonna play some teams this year. You feel me? They got to play some teams this year, bro. Like, they got to play some teams.
With some good defense and top 15 rank, So.
Yeah, so I can feel Mac with that. And I never even thought that far into it. Like, how that's crazy that you even say it because I know even about the defensive line. I mean, them communicating. I never thought about the offensive line communicating. Like, them guys got to be able to communicate. They got to have some type of, I get what you're saying, like camaraderie. Like, they got to have it together, bro. Like, we gonna see. I can see. I know Makai's gonna go out there and play, but the rest of the guys, I really don't know. Probably not. I probably don't see them going out there.
So 4 and 5 is pretty self-explanatory. The new defensive coordinator for the Browns, Jim Schwartz, with his 19 years of experience as defensive coordinator, they did hire him in January. So he's going to try to help them reverse this 20 ranked or worst defensive scoring over the last decade for the Cleveland Browns. Even though the Cleveland Browns had some good up fronts, but they back end is what really hurt them. I'm looking forward to see what he could do with these young guys coming in and getting these draft picks and the acquisitions that they brought in. So the Jim Schwartz era is going to be a little bit different. And we talked about this a couple months ago about the new version of the kickoff. That's the 5th thing that we want to watch. We're going to see the new kickoff because back in May, the NFL owners agreed to a 1-year rule that places any fair catch of a free kick, safety, or kickoff that occurs behind the receiving 25-yard line at the 25-yard line. Now, the change was proposed with player safety in mind and doesn't necessarily guarantee with every single kick that's designated area will result in a fair catch. Now, the players can still take a risk of trying to beat the coverage past the 25-yard or a bigger return, and returners will begin experimenting those pros and cons in live action on Thursday night. That's going to be very interesting to see that we get to see that for the first time. So,
I mean, I'm
no, I know y'all wasn't a big fan of it when we first heard about it.
I defensively, yeah, that kind of sucks, but I really don't think it's going to change much of the game.
I mean, it's a lot of fair catches anyway in kickoffs if you look at it. So, I mean, it's a lot of fair catches in there. So technically, they're trying to pull the college rule into the NFL, basically.
So can I ask this question, right? So can you do a live play-by-play sharing the screen watching the game? So the viewers can see you in the game.
They're gonna copyright.
They're gonna copyright strike me for showing the game. That's why I never showed the game.
That's why you catch a lot.
Hold on. I think that's bullshit because if I pay for ESPN or I pay for a cable network, I should be able to use what I'm paying for.
But they gonna look at it as
it's YouTube.
Yeah, they gonna look at it like you're giving.
Crazy, but it is.
Nah.
I get it. What the fuck? Like, I'm paying for that service. I'm paying for your service.
You got to think that's why you have people. It's crazy because Lil Boosie went viral for this a minute ago. This is when Tank had a fight, and he was on the website. I don't know. I forget the name of it right now, but it's the website Stream East. Everybody go to Stream East to watch the games or whatever. And he was on Twitch streaming the game off stream. I mean, streaming the live. I mean the fucking fight live off Stream East, because if you do anything else, they're gonna strike it down. But since Stream East already illegal, they really don't care. Like if you did something like that, it probably wouldn't. But even still, YouTube would strike it because they don't want. They basically trying to force everybody. Like, no, you're gonna pay the NFL to watch this goddamn game. Yeah, you go pay them to watch this goddamn game.
If I do try to do that, that monetization goes to NFL and it takes away from this channel. Then on top of that, I get a copyright strike, and that'll be the first strike out of 3, and then the channel will be demonetized. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you. Because I would love to do the play-by-play while doing the actual watching the game on the screen. But for years, it's been about what? 2 or 3 channels I had that had got demonetized for me doing that, and I had about over 1,000 subscribers, and now I don't have those channels anymore.
But see, man, I think
that's YouTube for you.
And I think this where it's certain like it's crazy that Mac even brought that up because, bro, I think that's where you have to start. When I thought about the HBCU thing, I had pitched it D-Hop when I was telling you about I was gonna start getting into it, like, because I feel like they really wouldn't trip about you playing their game because they want more people to watch them regardless. Or even say like a XFL or something like that. They probably wouldn't trip as much because they want people to see those games. But versus the NFL, they're like, well, we know we're going to have a million people watching anyway. So the little extras like, no, we're going to make y'all pay too, bro. Y'all not getting
XFL, they probably would copyright too because XFL got kind of like a little deal with YouTube on the side.
What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to buy 3 tickets to the game. Right, 2 of us go to the game. We bring a cameraman with us, and we live action,
do it live
record, and do that shit that way. Because then, motherfucker, we at the game. We at the game. You can't take us down because we're at the game.
Yeah,
that's true.
I'm trying to find a loophole in this shit, bro. I'm trying to find. Because, bro, I would love to do it.
That's why a lot of people like overseas could do it because their VPNs and their internet is different than what we have in America. Yeah. They can live stream that stuff. That's why it kind of messes up for content creators that do play-by-play, because especially around college football season, you're going to see a lot of live streams on YouTube, but those people is from like Israel, and they're not checking for them guys. Like they're not checking for them. So it sucks. It sucks. So I just try to give my commentary the best that I can when it comes to football games. It sucks, but predictions: who will win this game? Jets or Browns, and what will be the score?
I'm going Browns, and I'm picking Browns by 3 points.
I was going Jets. I got the Jets pulling it out. I don't got a point spread though, but I got the Jets.
I have a final score, but I am going to take the Jets. I'm gonna go low scoring, like 20-17.
I was going a little more. I was going to go the 28-31.
Oh, you thinking 30 points in preseason, but you got to think about it too, though, because these guys they're gonna want to get they want to get their stuff on film so the coaches can see it. So I get why you did that, man. I get why you.
Oh, that's a Hall of Fame game, and automatically, you're talking about you're starting from the 25-yard line, like that right there. So nobody's going to be at the 10-yard line. Nobody's going to be at the 5-yard line. So there's not going to be a couple drives that are just you're too deep in your own shit to, or you know what I mean. That's why I think the first 2 quarters might be like 7-14 or something like that. But the last half of the game, when most of the backups and those guys come in, I think a lot of plays are open to have.
So Mac, do you want to do a trivia question? If you don't have trivia, because you know this next segment.
I don't.
Because you know this next segment, I think you're gonna need a drink on this one.
I got 2 of them.
Okay, I'm just making sure because we finally caught up to the top 100 players. Now we are at 40-31 that was announced yesterday, according to NFL Network. So 40-31 was announced. So we did what 50 to 61 to 50, 50 to 41. And now we have 40-31 with these top 100 players of 2023. And me and Mac has expressed this just multiple times how they really messed this up here.
Have you seen the 100 list?
You said what?
Have you seen the 100 list?
I looked at it, but I ain't really look at it. I remember D-Hop doing the first couple. Like I remember Humphrey was far back. I remember.
No. Bro, you gotta see the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Like
who is this by?
This is by the players. This is by the players on
NFL.
Yeah, NFL Network does a list every year, and the peers get to vote of they get to determine the top 100 players. But now for me, I feel like they're taking out of their hands.
I want to fucking know who. I want to know the players who they're fucking getting this information from, bro.
But because see, you want to know another thing too, though, that comes into play with that, believe it or not, because you do got some players that's like that I know are real guys, and regardless if they don't like a guy or not, they're like he's good. But just off the rip, I didn't even know why I didn't think about this last time. You're gonna catch a lot of guys, like say like I mean, I know Ramsey probably wouldn't be that low, but say like a Ramsey, it might be somebody like a fucking Jamar Chase who don't fucking like him because he talks shit. So yeah, I'm not gonna vote. He far back with me on my list just because I don't fuck with him. You get what I'm saying? I think personal opinions too of guys definitely might become I just pulled it up, Mac. Let me see.
So y'all want to hear 40-31 real quick?
Right, hold on. Let me see real quick. So I remember. I think
191. I think it was 191.
Okay, yeah. So Cooper Kupp, yeah, we got all that. I remember all that. Coop was
what, 47?
Josh Allen is far back. Oh my god. Okay.
Wait. We didn't see a Josh Allen yet. So don't tell it. Don't tell it.
Oh my
I want to keep these segments going because it pisses off Mac every time. I just want to do 40-31.
All right,
so
go
go to 40-31. So
go ahead.
40 is Quentin Williams, the defensive tackle from the Jets. 39, you have Jamar Chase. 38, you have Khalil Mack. 37 is Jason Kelsey. 36 is Jalen Ramsey. 35th is Christian McCaffrey. 34 is CeeDee Lamb. 33 is Matthew Judon. 32 is Justin Herbert. 31 Saquon Barkley.
I mean, the majority of them names don't even sound that bad, especially, I mean, who else you going to put there? All your better guys are sitting in the back half.
So technically you're actually fine with 40-31.
No, I think so. A couple of these guys need to get kicked back at anywhere from 5 to 10 spots. But considering what's behind them, I mean, it's kind of like, look, I knew this was gonna be a favorites list, and that's exactly what the fuck it is. The fact that you got CeeDee fucking Lamb this high up on the goddamn list Get the fuck out of here. He's a number 2 wide receiver.
He is, but he did have 101 receptions for the Dallas Cowboys last season. I mean,
and how many yards did he have?
I could find out right now and look at his numbers. I mean, CD Lamb, I don't think he did that bad.
All I'm saying is for 101 catches, you should have at least 1,600 fucking yards.
Well, he has 1,359 with nine touchdowns.
Nine touchdowns, bro. You can't get it done. You might be able to catch that ball, but you can't finish it. There's no way. Look in the motherfucking history. Look in the last 10 wide receivers that hit that yardage mark with under 10 touchdowns. It just don't happen. It don't happen.
I mean, look who his quarterback is too. I mean, it's Dak. And Dak is what in the 50s?
Where's that excuse for Mike Evans? Where's that excuse for Mike Evans?
It's not no excuse for Mike. It's not no excuse for Mike Evans. But
there is.
I mean,
we're not calling excuses for Mike Evans. There ain't no fucking excuses for CD Lamb. Like, I'm just being real here. Like, the whole thing is, as a first round wide receiver, is what he's done. I'm not saying he's not good, but to sit here and put him in front of multiple other guys, like to say he's better than Mark Andrews, like Mark Andrews at his position, the motherfucker put up almost just as many wide receiving yards with more touchdowns. And he was injured.
Who we comparing Mark Andrews to?
CeeDee Lamb.
I don't think you can make that comparison, Mac.
No,
I really think you
can. I'm not saying. I get what Mac's saying, because not saying when you talking about. Because when what the fuck? When you talking about a tight end, that damn near might have more receiving yards than a fucking receiver. And he fucking blocked. So he not a tight end like a Kelsey, like he just going on routes every fucking time. Like Kelsey could block a little bit too, but Mark Andrews is fucking blocking like you might fuck around. You might fuck around, see him at left tackle or something. You get what I'm saying?
My issue with the list is Christian McCaffrey at 35. I think he should have been higher, in my opinion, for the numbers that Christian McCaffrey put up last season for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm sorry, he should have been higher to me. At least the 20s, at least between like 27 and 25. At least that, in my opinion. I think Christian McCaffrey is a top 5 running back. To have him at 35 is just asinine to me.
Popularity contest, baby.
Now, Saquon Barkley, I think he should have been higher too. Just he was another top 5 running back when it comes to yards and carries and stuff of that nature. I don't know how he is out of the top 30 in that.
Can I ask a question?
What's up?
Has Rodney Stanley been announced yet?
No.
If he's on this list, definitely popularity contest.
Now, Jamar Chase is another. To me, I feel like Jamar Chase is better than CeeDee Lamb, so I think CeeDee Lamb should have been lower than Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is a better receiver to me than CeeDee Lamb, in my personal opinion. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I just looking at it, Quentin Williams at 40, he does produce. I understand that. I'm not an issue. Have an issue with Quentin Williams, but this is the problem with the list. I'm very, very surprised about this year's list. I usually give my opinions every year on this list, and this year they got it done very badly this year.
Welcome to the feelings generation. My feelings mean more than truth and facts.
But at least you didn't go off in the last couple of segments like this one.
I mean, the whole thing is
the
like,
other ones was crazy, man.
I'm preempted for this, so I already know. Like,
I get it, Mac. I get it, brother. I get it. And I think you kind of froze up real quick then. I'm not too sure, but just to let y'all know to what it looks like, it's 40 Quentin Williams, 39 Jamar Chase, Khalil Mack 38, 37 Jason Kelsey, 36 Jalen Ramsey, 35 Christian McCaffrey, 34 CeeDee Lamb, 33 Matthew Judon, 32 Justin Herbert, and 31 Saquon Barkley. That is your list from 40 to 31, and more is going to be coming out because I cannot wait.
And I'm still gonna pop my shit and say I feel like Ramsey should be higher because some of the names was higher than him.
Here we go. They're gonna have Miami Dolphins.
I'm just saying, no, but I'm saying like I feel like the same way. I feel like I listen, and it's crazy because
Humphrey is in the 90s.
No, that's what I'm about to say.
No,
that's what I'm about.
90s,
but that's what I was about to say though. First, I feel like Humphrey should be ahead of Ramsey. And I'm a Ramsey fan, bro. That's my favorite player, and I feel like Humphrey should be ahead of Ramsey. So I mean,
look,
you know,
honestly, like I said, I think what it's got to be the hate. They hate Marlon.
Yeah, it's a pop. You get it, but
you want to know why?
You got
every time one of them motherfucking wide
you got lined up across him. That's what I'm saying.
They getting that shit punched.
Yeah,
Marlon Humphrey is coming for that cookie jar. He punching, he grabbing, he ripping, he hurting them boys.
And that's what I'm saying. When you got players like a fucking Khalil Mack or somebody, you even like a Tyrann Mathieu, like them dudes aren't good. Like you don't want to see them dudes. Like you don't want to see them dudes, bro. You not that's not, bro. Mac, you play football, bro. You done been hit like you. If a dude on your team, usually you cool with him, but imagine like the dude on the other team vote for him to be like in the team, like man, fuck that dude. Every time I gotta be fucking me up, man, I don't want to vote for him, bro. Like hell no. So
no,
you're
no.
not.
But see that and this is what I said earlier, bro. When oh okay, sorry, I got confused. He said Mac's been injured, so I don't know, and I'm like, when was I injured?
No, I think he's talking about Khalil Mack. He's talking about Khalil Mack.
Let me hit this thing again.
I think he's talking about. I think he's talking about Khalil Mack. Though.
Oh, I know. I realized that once I said it, I was like, "Oh, Khalil Mack." Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
had to clear that up real quick.
Yeah, no, but I mean, even when I played football, bro, at the end of the game, like when I turned it off, it was off, bro. Handshake, bro.
Yeah,
man, you a fucking monster, bro.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how I am. Like, bro, I'm just one of them guys. I love the sport. Once the game's over, the whistle blows, it's done. It's over with. I'm one of them guys that literally, like, I can turn it on and off real quick on the football.
And Mac, you know those are the games, bro.
Once they say go, and then motherfucking refs get the fuck out the way, bro, it is on. I ain't playing like my hair is on motherfucking fire. Like, but once that whistle blows, you stop. Panda pause. Hands up, don't touch nobody. Because my whole thing was, if you touch me after that whistle blowed, you're going to eat grass. You're going to eat grass. My team, your team, and somebody else, it didn't matter, bro. Don't touch me after that whistle blows. I promise I won't touch you.
And I feel like those are the games, bro. Like when you played against them guys that was dogs like that, and you know those the games you remember. When you might remember a couple blowouts where, like, I remember games where we got our ass whooped more than games I remember of us blowing people out. Like I remember one time we went to Atlanta, we played this team. This is like back when I was playing AU. This one, y'all remember when LA came out with the Christmas jerseys, the hot white joints?
Yeah,
bro,
I remember.
It was a team. It was a team from Atlanta. They were like the Atlanta Lakers or something like that. This one we was playing AU. Man, when I tell y'all they beat the shit out of us like by like 65 at 9:00 in the morning, we were just like, bro, the center grabbed the ball, he started dribbling, he dunking and all that. Like those are games you remember from the dudes when the other teams were dogs. When you just play them weak ass teams, you don't remember them dudes. Like, but you don't. Like, okay, you like, I remember that guy, that one guy, he gave us 30, or that was a tough game. He was a dog. Like, it just, you know, that's what makes it. I feel like
I can say this though. Like growing up playing football, especially like Pop Warner days, me and my older brother were only 313 days apart. So for the summertime, there's like a 3.5 month period where we're the same age. So when we got signed up for football, we were the same age.
Y'all playing on the same team.
So we got to play on the same motherfucking team.
It's not a setup, but it's a setup. Damn near.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My brother was not. He was not as big as me, right? But my brother was a running back. That motherfucker, he was flat-footed as hell. That motherfucker had Freddie Flintstone feet. When I tell you dabba dabba do, that motherfucker get going. Like, bro, seriously, in high school he could run a 4.6 40.
Oh yeah, he was getting.
I mean, bro, he could shit and get. And mind you, he was always thick. You know what I mean? So he was always this chunky little fast motherfucker, bro. And so he was the running back. I was the lineman. Come on, run behind the choo-choo train, baby. Like we did. So we never got blown out. We lost one game in 2 years. One game we lost by 3 points. But the biggest win that we had was probably, I think, was like 17 points, because it was going to be 14 points, but the coach started talking shit to us, so we kicked the field goal just to smear it on. But I think it was like 4 seconds left to go.
I miss the Pop Warner days. I just miss playing football in itself. You know, sometimes it's like you get around that, like around this time, around this time of the summer, and you know that your Pop Warner football season is about to start, and it gets around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Oh, I'm ready to go to practice. I'm getting my equipment. I'm getting my helmet. I'm getting my stuff together at 4:30. Yo, it used to be the time.
You gotta think about it. It's August. You start hitting around now.
Yes.
This one niggas start hitting around right now.
As a former Pop Warner coach and player, I'm gonna tell you right now, I live for those days, man. I wish I could get those days back again. Oh,
well, listen. I'll tell you what. My favorite drill. Two guys. They put you up against somebody. You lay on your back.
Oh man.
Coach blows the whistle. You get up. First person. Smash that motherfucker.
You see with me.
You know they tried to ban that drill, right?
Ain't it called a nutcracker? If I'm not mistaken.
But that's why they start giving you the running head start. They start letting people do the run because they couldn't do the helmet thing, man. They stopped doing that. But I remember that. That was, and you gotta think that shit was just
give me a running start, bro.
Now what they used to do, they used to line up the teams side by, like not side by side, but across from each other, and you had to start from opposite sides. And you have to come around it.
Nah, that shit Matt talking about. That's what you gotta lay and y'all helmet to helmet. Y'all oh shit, like this shit real. Somebody about to get fucked up.
Especially when against a person that's slower than you getting up. It's done for them. It's done for them.
I mean, bro, look. As a big guy, I was fast as a motherfucker. Like, but before I got my last injury, bro, I was 320 pounds, 330 pounds running a 4.5 40. So you realize I'm 6'6". You know what I'm saying? Like I run on the balls of my feet. Like I spread my legs. Like I ran track, middle school, high school. Like and it was crazy. You just see this big motherfucker just flying. Like I'll say this. Like I went to Patterson High School in Baltimore, Maryland. Right in 10th grade, we all lined the fuck up on the track. We all did one lap around the track. Guess who beat every motherfucking body? I did. I even beat my brother's ass, which I thought he was gonna get me, but I just didn't stop. I had kids cutting across the middle of the motherfucker, still didn't beat me.
I miss those days so much, man. I miss those days so much, even as you know, playing and coaching. But
and mind you, this is smoking like a half a pack of cigarettes a day. Like, bro, I was 14 years old smoking cigarettes, bro, and you can tell me shit.
But listen, at that age, you have all the energy in the world. Cigarettes now, at an older age, it might feel a little bit different. But at 14, you didn't care. You smoked a half a pack and went out and go play some sports after.
Oh no, I mean, I can still do it today. I mean, I can't do it as long, but I can do it in short bursts. I can do it. So you gotta realize, like my college bound son, I practice with him. I go head up with him. Like,
he's a giant. He's a giant.
Yeah, I mean, he's my size. So you know what I mean? Like I love the fact that, you know what I mean? Like I can really put in work against him now and make him work for that shit. Because it does nothing but make him better. Because I mean, bro, by the time he can throw me around and get me the fuck out of his way and push me over, bro, he'll be ready for the motherfucking NFL.
So speaking of the NFL, we're going to get into some training camp quarterback competitions. There's a few teams that have battles right now. That's the Buccaneers, the Colts, the 49ers, and the Commanders. Now, with this training camp quarterback competition, they do say the names, and I would like to ask y'all who would be the starters for these teams. Now, last year we seen a plethora of quarterbacks had quarterback competitions between Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ridder, Geno Smith, Drew Lock, Mitchell Trubisky, Kenny Pickett. But we all know that Marcus Mariota started week 1, but he didn't finish the season. Geno Smith bounced back from a career devastating, whatever career he had until he got to Seattle. And Kenny Pickett. Well, I think Trubisky started out and Kenny Pickett ended the season. So now for the Buccaneers, you have Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Now, from what I've been hearing, that they're kind of high on both of these quarterbacks. Trask has been having a good training camp so far, and so has Baker Mayfield. Well, going into this season, who will win that battle in itself? Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask?
Mayfield.
I see Mayfield pulling it out. He get,
without question.
Still got experience. You get what I'm saying? He still done been. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Believe it or not, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like he's at the point now where, believe it or not, he fell into some luck. So it's like, bro, if you can't even just hit the bare minimum, then you just fucking up because you got everything you need. You got a line. You get what I'm saying? Like, you still, I mean, that running back situation might be iffy, but you still have running backs. You get what I'm saying? You got receivers. You got a defense. You have no excuse, bro. You just got to come out there and just do your thing and just really just play. It's time. Like, he has no excuse. You're not at odds with the organization and all the extra shit, and you're not just getting thrown into the fire like with the Rams or you.
Who's in that division?
In the Buccaneers, you have
Tampa.
New Orleans, you have Atlanta, and you have Carolina.
They win the division. I'm calling it now. Buccaneers win the division
over New Orleans.
Yep. Well, I think I think New Orleans is hyped up. I just think they're too hyped up now.
I just think New Orleans now they have Chris Olave and they have a 100% healthy Michael Thomas.
Not even that.
The offense is not the problem. I don't think the offense is going to be the problem this year. I think they're going to have a great offense. I think Derek Carr's definitely going to have a career resurgence, but I think that defense tumbles.
I don't know about that. They defense been top 5 the last 4 or 5 years. Like,
yeah, they got.
Hold on. All I'm saying is, how many guys on their defense is over 33?
I don't know about that, but I mean, they still play at a high level, even with those guys over 30. They still play at a high level against anybody.
Okay.
So until it's actually seen that defense has fallen apart, then I can say that. But going off of last year and the year before,
I'm betting
them guys ball out defensively.
I'm betting against them. I'm putting my money on it. This is going to be the year where the Saints defense goes back down into the hole.
And let's not forget, Carolina has a good defense in itself too. It's very underrated defense with the Panthers.
Man, people sleeping on
Brian Burns is going to be a problem. I'm telling you,
bro. Why are people sleeping on Atlanta? Y'all sleep, man.
I'm not sleeping on Atlanta. I know they got all those.
I guess the quarterback situation.
No, I just think that they got all these acquisitions on the defensive side of the ball. They just want to see it happen.
Yeah, I mean, but then you got people like AJ Terrell, like he's proven.
You know what I'm saying? He's proven.
You got
Jesse Bates,
but Bates is like proven. You get what I'm saying? Like I guess
hold on. But Bates has also been baited many times in his career. He has been baited on an easy fake throw. He will bite and rush and get burnt over top. So I will say that I've seen it happen. I've seen the Browns do it to his ass with fucking what was his name? Brissett?
Yeah.
Last year. So not too fast. But yes,
I just need to see it to believe it. I know offensively they're going. I think Desmond Ridder's going to do great this year. I really think he did. He got a lot of time. They benching Mariota and put them in, and he played really well down the stretch. So I'm really looking forward to see what Atlanta does. To me, I would say the Saints win the division, but I say the division is up for grabs at this point. The division is up for grabs at this point.
Not for me. I'm taking the Bucks all the way.
And I will pick Baker Mayfield, but on the flip side, I would not be surprised if Kyle Trask at least probably get the spot. I would not be surprised if that happened. If he outplays Baker Mayfield. But I do have Baker Mayfield being the starter. All right, let's go to I don't know why this is even a conversation for the Indianapolis Colts. between Anthony Richardson versus Gardner Minshew. Let me just tell y'all this. I don't know why CBS Sports put this up here.
Y'all sleeping on Minshew.
I got some. No, I'm not sleeping on
Minshew.
I'm not sleeping on Minshew, but you go up and go get a quarterback that high in the draft and not play him. As much hype that man's got.
If there was a quarterback that was taken in the first round this year that would have the best opportunity by not starting this year, it would be Richardson. He is mature. He has the personal characteristics to be a leader. He's a good, wholesome person. So let him sit back and watch and learn and be on the mic and listen and hear the calls, hear what is being said, hear what the audibles are. You like to first see that shit. Now, by week 5, by week 6, if Minshew ain't doing what he needs to do, then absolutely I can see Richardson being put in. But no, I do not want to see Richardson immediately thrown to the wolves. I don't, because I know what he's capable of if he's coached the right way and learns the system the right way. He is a baller. But how many ballers have we seen in this league come in here with a mature attitude and a mature philosophy in life? None.
I say, see, let's see what he does. Let's see what instead of protecting him, let's see what he does in preseason and see if he gets that starting spot. Because
he's gonna get some snaps in the preseason. I no doubt about that. But what I'm saying is, if he doesn't come out and light shit up, and I do mean light shit up, I mean throwing dots, getting yards, getting touchdowns, at least getting one touchdown every single preseason, all 3 preseason games. Then you know what I mean. If he's not doing that, then no, you don't start him. Don't throw him to the wolves. Let him sit back and learn. If he comes out there,
we're in the league now where it's not that no more though. That's the thing. We're in a league where a lot of these top 5, top 6 quarterbacks do not do that anymore.
I got something for your ass. Hold on, wait. I got something for your ass though, D-Hop. Remember
Patrick Mahomes sat. Lamar Jackson sat. Hurts sat. I mean, we can keep going.
Let's be real, though. We all knew Patrick Mahomes was not going to sit due to the fact that Alex Smith was already on his way out. We already knew that.
He sat his first year, did he not?
He sat his first year. He sat his first year, but did it really make a difference? It wouldn't have mattered if Patrick Mahomes sat or didn't sit. He still would have been a successful quarterback because of his talent.
Okay, and what about Jalen Hurts? What about Lamar Jackson?
Well, Jalen Hurts was always underrated anyway. Even at Alabama, where he got benched in the national championship, when he transferred and went to Oklahoma, he was always overlooked. That's the difference with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts wouldn't have stuck around because he was overlooked.
I mean, I wouldn't have took him in.
Patrick Mahomes was overlooked too. He was the 15th pick, 10th to 15th pick overall.
And I'll say this. The show he did with Steve Mariucci, where Steve Mariucci went on the board, he was the only quarterback to give him every detail that he said in the conversation beforehand. He gave him every detail in the conversation, spread out through the conversation, then turned around, wrote a play on the whiteboard, and moved out of the way. You see it? Flip the board. Write me the same play. Tell me exactly what I said. And Patrick Mahomes was the only motherfucker who did it word for fucking word. I said it right there to my fucking son. I said it to my buddies. Patrick Mahomes is going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league. He's going to be at least as good as Peyton Manning, and he's even fucking better.
I get all that. But we're getting into a league where they want these young quarterbacks to start now. If you're going to draft them high, they want them to start now. It's not like what it was back in the day, though. It's not like what it was back in the day.
That's what losers do. Losers keep funneling through. How many teams? Okay, you tell me how many teams have gotten a quarterback.
Justin Herbert came in and became a starter, and look at Justin Herbert. He ain't sit behind nobody.
That's one. There's only one more you can say.
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, they didn't sit behind nobody, and they was top 5 picks.
Mm-hmm. And what happened to the rest of them? And what happened to the rest of them?
I'm not saying
what's his name that got drafted by Philly? Wentz. Where's Wentz at?
Well, Carson Wentz was on. Wait. Carson Wentz was on that verge until he got hurt. He was on that verge. He was an MVP caliber quarterback until he tore his ACL and it fell apart after that. Now that's a what if he didn't have that ACL tear, where would Carson Wentz be? He still would have won. They still would have won the Super Bowl with Carson Wentz over Nick Foles. They still would have won it. Okay. They was on that verge. So Carson Wentz mindset went away when he tore that ACL. It went away. And he got triggered, not really triggered, but he felt out of the way because they saw Doug Peterson and Nick Foles trophy outside of Lincoln Financial Field.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. If they keep throwing them to the dogs, you're gonna see more and more Andrew Lucks.
Andrew Luck, wait. Andrew Luck wanted to retire. I don't blame him for it.
Because he kept getting injured.
Didn't do nothing for him.
It's gonna keep happening to these young quarterbacks. They're gonna keep getting injured.
The coach didn't do nothing for him. When he left, the coach had one of the worst offensive lines in football when he left. Then after he leaves, they want to build that offensive line. So that means you did not want to do nothing for Andrew Luck.
That's not true. They started building before. They started building right
He was
before
the most sacked quarterback since he got drafted into the league. He was the most sacked quarterback.
The last year he was in the league, did they not draft fucking what's his name? The guard for the Colts. Why can I not remember his name? I got his face.
Yeah, but they still wasn't good though. They still wasn't a good offensive line.
No, but they were rebuilding their line. That was the whole purpose of what they were trying to do there. And then Andrew Luck says, okay, I'm taking my ball, I'm going home. Then it's like, well, fuck, now we got to worry about the quarterback position, not the offensive line. So then it takes even fucking longer. But, I mean, the whole premise is if you can get a quarterback and you can let him sit and learn on the sideline of the NFL with the tablets, with the knowledge, with the coaches, that is a huge fucking benefit.
It's a huge benefit, but we just living in a league where everything has to be right now. Right or wrong, we're in a league that to be right now. It has to be.
This many times you play the game 2 years ahead. If you're not playing the game 2 years ahead, you're 2 years behind, and you're never gonna fucking win.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence came in. I mean, he struggled with Urban Meyer. Well, of course, it's Urban Meyer. What we talk about, he's a great collegiate coach. He's not a great NFL coach. But Trevor Lawrence came in. He had his struggles. I mean, we had Troy Aikman come in back in the day, had his struggles, and he turned out to be a Hall of Fame quarterback in his career.
No, he didn't get injured. But I'm saying, look at the young quarterbacks who get injured. What do they become? Most of the time, a shell of themselves. That's what I'm trying to point out. So if you can put a quarterback on the sideline, even if it's for the first 5 fucking games of the season, getting him knowledge, getting him up to speed as far as actually seeing how the game goes, seeing how the defenses look in person, literally being able to stand at the sideline and see all this shit, hearing all the game calls in the mic, seeing what the plays are being called, seeing the replays.
Sometimes you got to have their quarterback go out there and make his mistakes. And that's why I felt like when they did preseason and they took away that 4th game, it kind of hurts young quarterbacks. Because now they don't really got that 4th game to really hurt. You got to really do what you got to do.
Better playoff push. That's why they did that. They took the preseason game away and they put it on the regular season. So it gives the playoffs more.
I get it. But as far as like what we saying about young quarterbacks, now you got 3 games to showcase your talent to see if you could be I'm just saying for the top quarterbacks that get drafted between 1 and 10. After that, I know most of the fact they probably won't be that. I mean, Jalen Hurts was 2nd round pick. I get it. But I'm saying as far as like that 4th game for those quarterbacks, those young quarterbacks to get time and get that live play, it just kind of sucks for them. Now it's only 3 games, but hey, I understand why the NFL did it. I get it. Okay, so San Francisco 49ers quarterback situation. Brock Purdy versus Trey Lance versus Sam Darnold. Now we all know 2 of these quarterbacks. Trey Lance was a top 2, top 3, top 5 pick, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to this draft. We all know that Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant last year. And Sam Darnold was just Sam Darnold. He was at the Jets and he was with Carolina. Mike, when it comes to Kyle Shanahan and his offense, he always makes sure his quarterbacks is prepared. So if you want to rank these three of who's going to be the starter, who's going to be the backup, and who's going to probably be the third string,
All right,
who would it be?
Start, bench, cut. We're gonna start Purdy. We're gonna bench Trey Lance, and then we're gonna cut Sam Darnold.
I don't think Sam Darnold's get cut.
I'm cutting.
I don't think he gets cut.
I'm cutting him.
Yeah, you're cutting him.
I mean, but yeah, okay, so it's the only thing with that. They're not going to give up on Trey, obviously, at this point because they haven't yet. And they still haven't gave him the chance with all the shit going on for him to even really showcase what he's going to do. So it's like he's kind of they still got a lot of faith in him. Brock is their guy right now. So I'll go with Matt, too. I will cut Sam because it's like, what are we really losing? You get what I'm saying? Like, what are we really losing?
I get it, but if you look at Kyle Shanahan and what he done with quarterbacks in San Fran,
look, I'm
giving Sam Darnold one more shot, at least one more shot, and this is it. This is it. If you can't get it done with Kyle Shanahan in this offense, you can't get it done. But for me, I'm starting Purdy. I'm not going to start Trey Lance because that ankle is the reason why I'm not starting Trey Lance. That ankle, that injury in itself is hindering me from is he 100% to be out there? Because wasn't it the first game last season that he got hurt and broke his ankle, if I'm not mistaken? I'm nervous about that. So I'm still going to make him the number 2, but I'm not going to start him week 1. And Sam Darnold's going to be my third string. Let's not forget, Brock Purdy was a third string quarterback going into San Fran last year as Mr. Irrelevant. So I'm giving that chance to Sam Darnold now.
What has Trey Lance showed you outside of the preseason that makes you feel like he's better than Purdy? Or that's
I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough because of his injuries.
My whole thing is consistency is key when it comes to football, when it comes to sports. I'm like, I just that's what I know, because honestly, you can't lose something until you lose it. You understand what I'm saying? Like when Purdy is a starting quarterback. If you take Purdy out as a starting quarterback, you might as well fucking trade him because you just stabbed him in the goddamn back.
Agreed.
Like straight the fuck up. What he did for you in the last half of the season, the last little part of the season into the playoffs, and what? You gonna throw that away instead of trying to rebuild off of that? That's fucking, you know what I mean? Like to me,
yeah, but it does. I could understand why people would say Trey Lance too, because Purdy did get hurt in the playoffs. But I'm sorry, I'm not. If Purdy's gonna be ready by week 1 with that elbow injury, if he's ready, I'm starting Purdy because what I've seen last season of Brock Purdy. I mean, we didn't see Trey Lance that whole year due to a broken ankle, so I'm going where the consistency is at. So I agree with you there, Matt.
Listen, my whole thing is, okay, quarterback, the arm and movement, all that shit, yep, that's all important. Decision making is the most important trait in a quarterback. Can he make good decisions with that football? Brock Purdy made great decisions on a regular basis.
On a consistent basis, week by week. Absolutely.
And the fact that he came out there and he handled everything like a goddamn pro. That's why I said, like, what Trey Lance would have to do in this postseason, this preseason, like, bro, you're talking about he would have to play at least 2-3 quarters in all these games. And you're talking about he'd have to put up 200 plus yards and at least 2 touchdowns. If you're playing a whole quarter, if not 2 quarters, you got to put up at least 1 to 2 touchdowns. You got to put up massive yards. You have to make big money plays. If not, then you're just another fucking warm body, to be honest with you. Like at this point, you're a fucking waste of a pick. Nobody would trade for you. So how much value is actually there? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, we all know that San Francisco shopped him in the offseason. They shopped him. They went around, they saw who would trade us what for him.
Yeah, you talking about Trey Lance, right?
Nobody wanted to trade any type of value for him.
And they try to connect us to go get him because after we got Jimmy Garoppolo, I said no. I do not want to trade Lance. He has not proven nothing to me because of his injuries. And I don't want that. We already have an injury-prone quarterback in Garoppolo. Why we go out and trade for another injury-prone quarterback? That doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't make no sense for the Raiders to do that. So, yeah.
Nah, hold on. I don't believe that. Not anyone could have done what Brock Purdy did. Because you put any number of backup quarterbacks in this league and they fuck it up and they don't win.
But I just think the system is what make these quarterbacks good for the San Francisco 49ers of what the wide receivers that they have, the running backs that they have, the defense that they have. So you could right now, I'm not gonna go that far and say him, but if you're gonna go and put I'm trying to think of if you could put a Jordan Love with this 49ers team, you will see him be successful in this offense because of what they have.
Again, I'm gonna say this: the decision making that I saw from Brock Purdy, how many interceptions did he have? Not that many.
I mean, he played a half a season too, but I get it.
I mean, for me, yeah, bro. Shanahan's system is coast offense. That's what it is. It's West Coast offense with a power run scheme.
Yeah,
mixed in. That's exactly what his offense is. It's one of the easiest bread and butter fucking offenses to run. So,
yeah,
for me, it's like this, especially running that offense. If you have a quarterback that makes good decisions,
Purdy had 4 picks last season. He had 4 picks. I mean, he played great actually.
But how many games did he play, Bud?
How many games?
I think he played what? He played more than 10, right?
Yeah, he definitely played more than 10 games.
He played like what 13, 14 games, if I'm not mistaken.
How many touchdowns?
Yeah, 16 touchdowns for 1,900. Yeah, he was balling out.
But how many? But how many games did he play?
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could have done that. You put any other backup in that, you could put the best backup in Andy Dalton. You put him in there. And guess what? He's going to throw more picks. He's probably not going to have as many yards. And he's definitely not going to have as many touchdowns, even with that team.
I don't know. That's remain to be seen. But I just feel like how Kyle Shanahan, I like the way Kyle Shanahan prepares his quarterbacks. Like, he made sure that Brock Purdy was ready. Even though Purdy was a third-string quarterback, he made sure every weekday he was prepared. God forbid something happened to his first 2 quarterbacks. And that's what I love about a coach, where you're not focused just on your first, not just on your second, but all 3 quarterbacks get prepared like they're starters. That's what I love about it.
So in a West Coast offense, Springs, most of the time you don't have to throw the ball more than 25, 30 yards. So you don't have to fling the ball. You know what I mean? You just have to be accurate on your passes and make good decisions. That's it. So that's essentially almost like the Josh McDaniels offense that Tom Brady ran. It was a similar West Coast type of style, except for they had more zone blocking because they had the little scat backs mostly in shotgun. But it's a very West Coast theme. They like to spread it out a little bit and they zone run. And so I don't know. Like I said, his numbers, what we just went over,
they're impressive for a guy that's Mr. Irrelevant. That's impressive.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Trey Lance, you think Trey Lance is going to do better numbers?
I'm not. Listen, it's all remain to be seen with me. I don't know.
For me, that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't make any sense. Like, unless Brock Purdy went out there and completely shit the fucking bed and threw a bunch of interceptions, which I don't see happening because he makes good decisions. You know what I mean? Like, it's his job to lose. And I've said it before, but it is. It's ultimately his job to lose. I don't think he's going to lose the damn job.
And then we got the last one when it comes to quarterback competitors that's in training camp so far is the Washington Commanders quarterback position between Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett. Now, for me, I think Sam Howell wins this job, but I think Jacoby's going to be a great backup quarterback. I think he's a good backup quarterback for any team, and when it comes to Jacoby Brissett. But I think this is Sam Howell's team at this point. especially what we saw last year at the end of the season. I think it was the last 4 or 5 games that he played. He looked very solid, very solid. Jacoby Brissett is one of those quarterbacks that could come in and help you win. I don't think he's a starter in this league at all when it comes to Jacoby Brissett, but you went out and got Sam Howell in the draft, and you went out and got a quarterback. And I like Sam Howell. I think he's going to be very effective. He has
Look at the comments.
that just threw me off. That just threw me off, yo.
Kyler Murray, and they were like, yeah. There you go.
Yo, I'm done. I'm done with Anthony, yo. I'm done with Anthony, but I think this is a no-brainer for me. Sam Howell is your starting quarterback for the Washington Commanders. Yeah, Brissett or Sam Howell, y'all.
It's his job to lose. Like I'm saying the same thing. Brissett, absolutely phenomenal. He might be one of the guys that you could possibly argue that could have done similar to what Purdy did. I don't think he was as good, but he could have done something close to similar because for the most part, he makes pretty good decisions. Every once in a while, he fucks up because he tries to push something. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take that exactly away from him because he's never really had a complete chance with it with an actual team that's really wanted to be behind him and give him confidence. But again, that's another topic. Again, his job to lose. Sam Howell. Let's go. I keep wanting to say Redskins, but that the Commanders.
I get it.
Commanders. Let's go. It is in my brain. I mean, you got to think. I've lived in Baltimore. Every time
they the Redskins, man. They the Redskins.
It's the battle of the Beltway. you know how many times I've worked in FedEx Field. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I've actually set up concerts there, and it's the Redskins. It's Redskins shit everywhere. Like, every time
bro, when you think of Clinton Portis and all that shit, you think of the fucking Redskins, bro.
Yeah,
like we think of Santana Holmes, all them guys.
As much as everybody hated Hainsworth, I still see Hainsworth jerseys all the time, bro. And that's the crazy thing. Like, bro,
Kyler Murray looks smaller to Bryce Young, and they both small.
No, okay. So yeah. I will say this. Right? Like, Kyler Murray is proportioned like a little person. You know what I'm saying? When you look at him, you see him run around the field. He just looks like a little person, right? Versus Bryce Young. Bryce Young looks more like a Baker Mayfield. Like he's same size all the way around. And he looks like a quarterback. Like he's not extra muscular anywhere. His body isn't shaped weird. And I can say that because, you know what I mean, I come from a long line of knock-kneed motherfuckers. Seriously, bro. It's like man, yeah, like when you grow up, when you're knock-kneed, you gotta have surgery when you're like between like 15 and like 25. You gotta situate that shit.
True, but I get it why they want to have a quarterback.
45 minutes apart for regular people, but you know me, if y'all stay out of my left lane, we'll be doing 85 down 295, and we'll be there in 35 minutes.
Oh, if the way you be driving down the freeway, I get it. Listen.
Hey, listen. I like to drive 80, baby, 80. That's it, 80. I'm like the speed limit be like 65 anyway. Some places 70. Average place is 55. But, I mean, come on. Like, bruh, if you ain't feeling gangster, stay in the right lane.
But I wanted to get into Max topic, and I want him to, explain these top 5 youngest teams in the NFL. Because I tried to do my research on them, and it wasn't too much I could really find on the top 5 youngest teams in the NFL. According to StatMuse, if StatMuse is really dope, I really like the website for StatMuse anyway. But the teams that I found.
You live in Baltimore. Of course you're going to see tons of Baltimore jerseys, baby. Come on now.
I mean, he a Commanders fan, so I mean, I can see why.
Okay. So you know what? I got something easy for you. Why don't y'all take the Commanders to Virginia, and all y'all go to Virginia?
Yeah, I heard it was at some time they was thinking about moving him out of Washington and going to Virginia, right? If I'm not mistaken, at some point, like a couple years ago, they was talking about moving the Commanders to Virginia because they really are in Virginia and not in DC. From what
Oh
I'm hearing,
no. They play in Maryland. They play in Maryland.
no, but I know it was like a rumor going around like a couple years ago that they wanted to move them out of like where they was at and move them to Virginia.
No, I mean, but see, the whole thing is like they get too much money to be where they're at.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, like you got to understand, Virginia would not only have to build the stadium at cost for the team, then they would have to turn around and cut the team a huge check, and then turn around and pay all the bills for the team for at least 10 years, and then lease that motherfucker for at least another 20 to 35 years. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot that goes into moving an NFL team and rebuilding.
I mean, yeah, you would know, Baltimore Colts. You would know that.
Baltimore Colts, no, that's the team that got stolen from us. You might want to say Cleveland Browns because that's the team that we rebranded and made a winner.
But the top 5 youngest teams in the NFL. This is what I found on StatMuse. Y'all might have something different, but this is what I found on StatMuse because StatMuse is pretty solid. I use like the website for basketball, football, and MLB. But they have Detroit Lions at 5, the New York Giants at 4, the Green Bay Packers at 3, Arizona at 2, and Chicago is the number 1 youngest team in the NFL. Did y'all see anything else differently outside of that, or do y'all agree with that?
No, I like that. I mean, like you could argue to move 1 or 2 of them around, just like 1 or 2 spots, but I mean, for the most part, no, that's solid. That's solid. See, I'm not arguing about everything today. No, and 100% Anthony Price. Fuck no, you don't want to put that shit near Tyson's corner. What you should do is put that motherfucker over by Fairfax, across the bridge. Yeah,
but I agree with I agree with this list.
Outside of Fairfax, bro, they would make a killing, and that's the only place you could actually get a real park. You could set up a real parking garage and actually make it feasible for people to come up in there and get out of there, because you'd have to do it right off the main highway, and you could do that shit.
Okay, so I mean, I think everybody agrees with the top youngest teams in the NFL, and I think Chicago is the youngest team, and they're going to be very impressive this year. I don't see them. I mean, the way that NFC North is looking is going to be very interesting to watch that division in itself. And you have 2 of the 4 teams in the youngest, with the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears, in that youngest team in the NFL. Now, the New York Giants, I mean, Arizona is definitely number 2. You have to put them there. They're young. They got rid of all the old players and just went young. And Kyler Murray coming off of the ACL injury. Don't know how he's going to be. Very interested in that. Oh, actually, it's 3. The 3 of the 4 in the NFC North. Chicago, Green Bay, and Detroit is the 3 teams that's in this top 5. So, like, across the board for the NFC North, the Vikings is the most veteran team in that division. But these young guys, these young guns is coming after the Minnesota Vikings, man. And the Giants is young too, but they in a tough division in that NFC East, which, you know, Philadelphia, the Commanders, and Dallas. So it's going to be a very tough division for the New York Giants. But these are some young teams that I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, make that next step. And the Giants is the only team out of that 5 that made the playoffs as a young team. So
yeah, man,
might see Detroit in there next season. You might see Chicago in there next season.
Did y'all see Jameson just punch somebody at practice yesterday? He punched one of their young corners at practice, Jameson Wilson, or I think I'm saying his name right, James, whatever. He punched somebody at practice yesterday, though. It's crazy.
But at the Buccaneers practice? No, I mean Saints practice?
Yeah, the receiver from Detroit punched somebody yesterday.
I mean, it's been a lot of scuffles in NFL.
Nah, they've been going crazy, bro.
They've been going. I mean,
people getting hurt, man, back to back every fucking day. Like, is somebody gonna get hurt every day, bro? Like,
and I'm happy there's only one person on the Raiders that got hurt so far. One person. I'm good with that. I'm fine. I mean, Braden Faison, he's all right. He's a good corner, but
man, how about Zay motherfucking Flowers? Bro, been
No,
light.
hold on, Mac. I mean, me and you, we got some shit to talk about with that because I tried to tell y'all.
Hold on.
No, you might try to tell Mac,
Listen
but
to me.
I
Listen to me. Hold
knew.
on.
I
Let me say
knew.
this. Let me say this. Bashard Pierman, when we drafted him, and he came back that first after he was injured. The first year he came back to play with us. Oh, he was cooking up the first couple weeks in spring training. He was cooking. He was burning motherfuckers with speed. And then what happened? He hurt his goddamn foot again. Nothing else from him. He's never been even close to a third string guy on a consistent basis. Let alone yeah, bro.
Yeah, I watched Zay Flowers play in college, so I knew what type of talent that you were getting. Whoever got him in the draft. And I've been saying this since
the
the started.
only top motherfucker on our team that's going head to head with a motherfucker is Marlon Humphrey, and that's going to be the true test. They really haven't shown too much of that. They've shown going against Rock Ya-Sin, Williams.
He gonna fuck all them up. Yeah, he gonna fuck a lot of them up.
That's the whole thing. So here's the big problem is, right? As far as our practice goes, like you said, a lot of guys can look good in practice because you got some of our guys that are veterans. They don't want to hurt themselves and don't want to hurt their own guys, right? So like in practice, Marlon Humphrey goes about 80% down to 60% real quick. He'll start at 80%. By the end of the play, he's at like 60%. You understand? Because he's not trying to hurt me. I'm not trying to hurt you. That's the mindset about it, and that's why I like having veterans at certain positions. And again, man, I like I said, I want to see him face the cornerbacks in our division. I want to see him go up against Denzel Ward and win. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think he would cook Denzel ass. I think he would cook Denzel.
Hold on. I want to see him go.
This is going to make Zay Flowers a threat to that Baltimore Ravens offense, and this is why I'm gonna say it, because he's not just going to be on the outside. He's not just going to be on the inside. He's going to have so many mismatches in that division. The slot corner is going. I don't know who the best slot corner is in that AFC North, but they have a Zay Flowers coming in that plays well from the slot. It is going to do damage, especially across the middle or deep down or one of them deep inside posts from the slot position. The guy is a great route runner, and he's speedy. So you can put him in the rounds. You can put him anywhere on the football field and make him a joker. That's what makes Zay Flowers different in this division. Whoever your slot corners is, you're going to have to stay with him all night long, because the Ravens is not just going to make sure he's an outside receiver. Absolutely not. No. I just don't see it. So, I want to go through these real quick because they have a top 10 ranking the NFL coordinators who have the biggest impact going into 2023 season. And I just want to go through them real quick. And it just say coordinators. It don't say offensive coordinators. It don't say defensive coordinators. I think it's a mixture of both. So, they rank in 10 coordinators who have the biggest impact in their 2023 season. At number 10, they will have Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator for the New York Jets. They have Jim Schwartz, the DC from the Cleveland Browns. They have Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have Eric Bieniemy at number 7 as the OC for the Washington Commanders. They have number 6, Don Wink Martindale, the DC from the New York Giants. And they have Brian Flores at number 5 for the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. Number 4, there go your guy, Mac, Todd Monken, offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens at number 4. Number 3, Vic Fangio, DC for the Miami Dolphins. That's your guy, Bug, your defensive coordinator. Number 2, Bill O'Brien, offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. And number 1, Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Chargers. How do y'all feel about that list right now?
I like that. That was solid.
I think it's a solid list.
That might have been the most solid list I heard in a minute.
On this show, for real.
I like that. That was solid.
I apologize. I had everything muted. I was dealing with something.
God, man.
Can you replay the list? Can you replay the list?
Yeah, I'm gonna replay the list for you. So number 10, you have Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator for the Jets. Number 9, Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator for the Browns. Number 8, Matt Canada, offensive coordinator for the Steelers. Number 7, Eric Bieniemy from the Washington Commanders at number 7. Number 6, Don Martindale, DC for the New York Giants at number 6. Number 5, Brian Flores, DC for the Minnesota Vikings. Number 4, Tom Monken, your offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. Number 3, Vic Fangio, the DC for the Miami Dolphins. Number 2, Bill O'Brien for the New England Patriots. And number 1, Kellen Moore for the Los Angeles Chargers.
And these are the top coaches?
These are the top coordinators who will make an impact in the 2023 season.
That's laughable.
I think that's pretty solid. What makes it laughable?
I thought it was solid too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, well, first off, yeah, Anthony's right on that one. Eric is definitely way too fucking low at 7. Kellen Moore is, bro, I feel like, oh my God, like that man is so overhyped. So overhyped.
I probably would put me personally, I'll probably put Bill O'Brien.
And Bill O'Brien, again, man, fuck, bro, what is this mediocrity bullshit?
I'll put Bill O'Brien over Kellen Moore. I'll keep Kellen Moore in that top 5, but he wouldn't be number 1 on my list. He wouldn't be. But I think it's a solid. I think the names on this list is solid.
And then Martindale. Who's he defensive coordinator for?
The Giants. He's at number 6.
How successful?
I mean, we just have to. I mean, they predicted it for this year, so for me, I think
he's my old defensive coordinator. As much as I love the style that he plays with, without the right players and the right in his system,
yeah, it's not. Yeah, okay.
It's meaningless. You're gonna blitz. You're just gonna keep blitzing and blitzing and blitzing. If you got no back end to cover that shit, look what happened. Eric Weddle, fucking, and Antonio Brown walked right into the fucking end zone, dragged his ass right over that motherfucking line because they had nobody on the back end that could cover worth of shit. We got knocked out of the playoffs.
And I think the two underrated that's on here is Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a very underrated OC.
Oh,
very underrated.
I'm wrong. It might have been Dean Peeves.
What you mean?
That might have been the defensive coordinator I'm thinking of. Wink Martindale might have came after him. I know he was after him, so it's one of the two. But nah, bro. I know his system because he was our defensive coordinator before, for 3-4 years. But yeah, he plays a blitz heavy defense, and yeah, no. But
Brian, I like Brian Flores. I think he's underrated on the, and hopefully he can get that Vikings defense because we did just talk about Kirk Cousins and that Minnesota Vikings defense on Monday. So hopefully he can get that defense back to.
That's the defensive coordinator. Oh man,
Brian Flores is a defensive coordinator.
Dude, he should be top 3. He should be top 3 easily.
He's actually ranked.
Disgrace. It was a fucking disgrace what the Dolphins did to him.
It is. It's a disgrace. I agree 100%. And he's actually number 5 on this list because before him is Todd Monken, your offensive coordinator. Then is Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator for the Dolphins, and then is Bill O'Brien and Kellen Moore. I think you could actually flip that around, and put Brian Flores between that 4 and 3 section. Because Vic Fangio, he is a good defensive coordinator. He's just not a great head coach. He's a good coordinator, but not a great head coach. So
I mean, I'll tell you this: he's got a great system. He's not a player's coach at all. He's not. He's like, bro, when you're talking about, you go back and look at all the players that really said, "Oh man, fucking love that guy." Von Miller, Doomerville.
Yeah.
Shelby, maybe.
He had he had the other Chubb too. What's his name? that used to play for the Denver Broncos. Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb.
But I mean, again, like it's kind of it's still like he's good defensive coordinator. Not taking nothing away from him on that, but it's still again, I think some of these people like it's just I don't know. It's a reach for me.
All right, and I got one NBA topic that I found. One. And it says predicting the worst contracts 3 years from now. And I'm gonna say the names of the players and say their contract of their remaining contract and move on. There's only 5 of them that they have on here. And there's Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics at number 5. The remaining on his contract is 3 years, $184.9 million. Then you have Karl Anthony Towns with the remaining contract of 2 years, $119.3 million with a player option on in his final season. And then you have Bradley Beal with 1 year, $57.1 million with a player option and no trade clause. And at that age, between the year 26 and 27, he'll be 33 years old. So Damian Lillard is on this list at the age of, well, he'll be 36 years old between the year of 2026 and 2027, but it'll be for 1 year, $63.2 million with a player option. And number 1 will be Jeremy Grant. He'll be 32 in the 26 and 27 NBA season with 2 years, $70.6 million with a player option in his final season. How do y'all feel about those contracts? Whoa.
Look.
Did you hear the age at that time that's going to happen? Though?
I'm glad that money ain't coming out of my pocket.
Especially for the Portland Trailblazers. I'm sorry. Jeremy Grant is like one of the most overpaid players in this league. Overly paid. I mean, I'm sorry. I just had to throw that quick out there because, like, the ages that they will be. Jeremy Grant will be 32. Damian Lillard will be 36 in the 26-27 season. Bradley Beal will be 33 in the 26-27 season. And then you have Karl Anthony Towns that'll be 30 in the year 2026 and 27 season. And then Jaylen Brown would be 29. His age as of 26 and 27 season would be 29. Joe.
Brown getting paid a good.
Nah, he is.
he is getting the bank, yo.
He might got the best contract right now. He might got one of the best contracts out there right now.
For sure.
But question: do you think he's worthy of the highest paid player in the NBA?
No, come on, man.
You can't.
That long. It shouldn't even have took you that long. He danced.
Because I just want to say, because I'm thinking like he has the potential to be one of them guys. But you just still have guys in the league like Jokic. Like you still got guys in the league that's, you get what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, yeah, go ahead, Matt.
The highest skilled player is not always the highest paid player. That's part one.
You talk about Jason Tatum, right?
I'm talking.
You're saying in general?
I'm talking in general.
Oh, okay.
Just because you're the most talented person on the motherfucking team doesn't mean you're always going to be the highest paid motherfucker on the team. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. So I mean, look, if we gonna be natural, absolute God-given ability that you did, like okay. You got plenty of guys out there, but when you put it together with the mentality, the work ethic, the strive to be great, those are the guys I'm talking about. Motherfuckers who no matter take all of it and put it together.
Facts.
So you know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Is Brown good at what he does? You motherfucking right he is. Is he the greatest motherfucker in the NBA today? No. But did he get the best contract? Yes. That means what? He's two things. He's got one of the best agents in the motherfucking league, and he's probably one of the smartest motherfuckers in the league.
Definitely one of the smartest. Yeah.
So, and my whole thing is now imagine if he took the biggest contract to still play second fiddle. Imagine
if that's why you took the words in my mouth. That's the only thing with that is like Now you got that big ass contract over Tatum.
We will give you this contract. We'll give you the most motherfucking money, but you gotta play second. You gotta play second to Tatum. Can you do that? Motherfucker, right? Yes, sir. And off we go.
But
Like, bro, they got exactly what they needed. Like they went and got exactly what they needed. A Porzingis. They needed a big man down in the paint that can step out, step in, and shoot the mid range and bring a big body out of the paint. So that's what they wanted. That's what they want, because you had Williams, you had Horford, you had dinosaurs in the motherfucking paint. So what does that mean? It means you got to play the paint. Well, Celtics play outside in. So they get the ball outside. They either shoot outside or they cut and run, try to get to the cup. Right. That's pretty much their game. So if that's the game they're gonna play, then they need bigs that can do the same fucking thing, that are agile, can move, get rebounds, and do all that stuff. Horford's just getting too fucking old. What is Porzingis? Porzingis is, like a faster version of what he is.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now, the defensive quality, no, it's not going to be the same defensive quality, because Porzingis is not a real big defensive guy, but he's a 50-50 guy. He'll give you a decent try at defense, and that's all you're asking for. Now, who's going to be your 5? Because Porzingis is your 4. Who's going to be your 5? Are you bringing old ass Horford out to play, or are you going to try to scoop somebody? Because
Williams could be your 5. They might put
they're
right?
gonna try to work Rob in there. They're gonna try to work Rob in there.
That's what I was thinking. I think Horford's going to come. If Porzingis is there and he's in the starting lineup, I think Horford goes to the bench, and then you put Williams there as your 5.
Okay, I mean, I hate to sound like a dick, but at this point, I'd be letting Horford go.
They're not, though.
I know.
They consider him Boston Strong. Boston Strong. He's just playing.
No, don't get me wrong. He's probably gonna be a clutch little motherfucker. I mean, a clutch big motherfucker to have in the playoffs. You know what I mean? If they make it, but I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, when you're talking about starting minutes in the playoffs, like, if you're giving him a rack of minutes, that means the other guys are pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
That's why I said, like, at this point, they should feel comfortable enough with Williams, Porzingis. Well, they don't have Grant Williams anymore. So, I mean, they got what's his name, Hal or Hawk or whatever. The big 7-foot white boy. He was doing good on defense last year in the playoffs. He was getting a few minutes there, here and there.
Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Hold up.
Oh, is this the last topic? Can't hear you.
I think he muted his mic.
Okay. I can't tell.
That was my best friend calling, so I just had to talk.
Okay. That's why I was like,
I'm on a podcast. I gotta call you back. But yeah, that is the last.
I'm doing play-by-play on the mouth movements.
That's
he
why
said chicken wings are on the way. Chicken wings on the way. Oh, bully. Okay.
Not chicken wings on the way. I can't with you, but yeah, that's all the topics that we do have for today, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. I will be live tonight for some WNBA action, because it's getting down into the nitty-gritty of the seeding for the WNBA. So the Dallas Wings versus Seattle Storm. I'll be doing that 10:30 tonight on this channel. And hopefully, if they didn't cancel my I'm supposed to be doing this AFC West roundtable on a different channel on Thursday. If not, then I'll be doing the Hall of Fame game on this channel tomorrow as well. All the videos of each topics will be up. They might come out later than expected, because I have mad videos that's scheduled already to be public already. So just working on that. But make sure y'all hit us up on social media: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, all at D Hopkins Show. I try to keep all the handles the same. At D Hopkins Show. Make sure y'all go to SeatGeek, use D Hopkins promo code, get $20 off your first purchase. Anything else before we head out of here, y'all?
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Get it, man. Tomorrow, man. Let's get it. First football, man. You know, preseason, but it's something.
And
It's
Boog is
something.
betting on preseason just to let y'all
It
know.
don't
He's
matter.
betting
Oh
on,
yeah.
he's
Oh
betting on
yeah.
preseason just to
Oh
let y'all
yeah.
know.
Like,
We got to
you
go.
want to see something.
We got to go. Zach Wilson over, man, on them yards. We got to.
Bro, and look, the best thing for me is right. I got a nephew and my son Mikey are both playing on the same high school team. So this year I'm gonna line them up in their pads and I'm gonna go full speed, just knock the shit out.
And just to let you know, we are 23 days away from week 0 of college football. Not the full Saturday, but week 0 of college football. 23 days until that. I can't wait because I love me some college football.
I think y'all gonna hate me for this one, bro. I don't watch college football until the playoffs.
Oh, college football drama is so much better than the NFL's drama. It really is to me.
I mean, bro, mainly I guess it's because like my February, my March is spent doing nothing but watching college highlights, college game. Like that's when I do my college footage because I'm essentially scouting. I'm gonna do my little scout. I'm gonna find the players I like, bro. And look, and I'm the type of guy is like I'll find that hidden gem from like a school nobody will think of, and I think he plays lights out. And I'll send him a message. I'll be like, man, I hope you get drafted into the NFL. And I've had like 5 of them actually.
No, it do be like that though. But we'll see with me with college football, I just don't watch the top 25 or the college football play. I actually look at those Division II games. I look at those smaller school games because they're your diamonds in the rough when you come into the NFL.
Look, I don't start watching the NFL Network.
I'm telling you,
I do not like watching the NFL Network until the fucking combine. Once like the combine, and then I'll watch it after that. Anytime that like after football season ends on until the combine, it's just me looking back, doing research, getting all the best players.
Yeah, but make sure y'all tune in tonight at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm doing the Dallas Wings and the Seattle Storm play-by-play and reactions for that game. So it's going to be a late night stream for us. But we're out of here, y'all. Episode 62 is in the books. We'll have episode 63 on Friday. And I know y'all probably not be here for. Hopefully, James of No Mercy Sports could be here for it. We could do our quick predictions for SummerSlam this weekend. SummerSlam is definitely going to be dope. So hopefully we can do those quick predictions on Friday with some other hottest topics around the sports world. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. If y'all see them on y'all social medias, make sure y'all follow them. Y'all probably see them on the Darion Hopkins
I do
side.
gotta say this, bro. One of these days, we're gonna have to dedicate a whole show to like the top 3 guys at every position for sports. Whether it be baseball, basketball, football.
We'll talk about it on the back end.
No, we have 3.
We'll talk about it on the back end on what show we want to do it on.
I'm putting a little teaser out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the next show, if I do a show, I want to do a show like that.
Say no more. I'm with it.
I think that would be awesome.
But we out of here, y'all. We see y'all Friday, same time, same place.
Peace.
And we're out of here. See y'all at 10:30, man. Peace out.
Peace out. Get up out of there.